Hello, everyone, and welcome to Be Better Gamer Wrestling. I am Be Better Gamer, and normally I talk about WWF No Mercy, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, and WCW NW Revenge on this channel. But I just got WWE 2K16, and I want to do some, modern day wrestling talk. And what better way to do that than with a modern day wrestling game? Yeah, it's not No Mercy, but I still like the game. It's got a lot of positives to it. And I'm gonna be talking about TLC 2016. This is my third TLC 2016 prediction video. I'm only doing three. A lot of the rest of the card, honestly, I don't really care who wins or loses or what happens next. I mean, I'm sure the matches will be fun and entertaining, but I'm really focusing on three matches that I feel like are gonna have a lot of long-term repercussions. So check out my New Day Lucha Dragons video. Check out my Dean Ambrose Kevin Owens prediction video. I am talking right now about Sheamus versus Roman Reigns, the main event for TLC 2015, and last year, Roman Reigns just came back from injury and interfered in the Seth Rollins John Cena match, where John Cena was fighting for his number one contendership. Big Show interfered, and then Roman Reigns came down from the crowd and he interfered. And people seemed kind of happy that he came back, but within a couple of weeks, few months, people were booing Roman Reigns, especially when he won the Royal Rumble. People did not want to see that happen. Sheamus wasn't even around last year at this time because he was out due to a injury. So it's really interesting to see that these guys in this position a year from now, or I should say a year later from last year. I want to see Sheamus win. I wasn't too excited about the ending to Survivor Series. I don't think a lot of people were excited about Survivor Series in general. I mean, I wasn't crazy about it. I had two really good, endings in my mind. One being obviously Roman Reigns turning heel. I thought that would be a great, bold, creative decision that WWE could do and really, bring us all the way into WrestleMania with Roman Reigns as heel. That would be cool. Instantly catapult Roman Reigns as the top heel you want to hate, but you're emotionally invested in. Now that Seth Rollins is gone because he got hurt, and if that didn't happen, I was like, oh, they should do something really crazy. They should have Kevin Owens go into the finals against Roman Reigns. And then Kevin Owens and Triple H, they give each other that look. Kevin Owens hits the sharpshooter on Roman Reigns. Triple H rings the bell. Here's your new golden boy. It's Kevin Owens. Wouldn't that have been something? Wouldn't that have been crazy and special? But no, they did what everyone saw coming. I mean, I told my friend those two predictions. He was like, "Oh, that's they'll never do that." I'm like, yeah, I know they won't do that. They're just gonna have Sheamus cash in the Money in the Bank and be done with it. And that's exactly what they did. But now that we are here, TLC 2015, it makes absolutely no sense to put Roman Reigns through all of that and then to have him win 1 month later against Sheamus, even with the League of Nations interfering. I mean, Sheamus and the League of Nations, they just been getting their butt kicked every week by Roman Reigns by himself, pretty much. I mean, the Usos and Ambrose, they try to help out, but then they just, in the end, it's really Roman Reigns doing all the dirty work. So I think they're making it fairly obvious that Roman Reigns can beat them and it can beat Sheamus, but something's going to happen which is going to cause Sheamus to win. And I honestly think that's what they should do, because if you put the title on Sheamus, we need the title on a heel right now. We need the title on a heel. Sheamus needs to get some heat. The thing about Sheamus and the thing about Roman Reigns, I don't really like both of them as, talkers. I don't think they have the best job. I know they're also really held back by what they're given to say, but I think Roman Reigns, if anything, if Roman Reigns could go out there and just say what he wanted, I think he'd be a lot better on the mic. I don't even know if Sheamus could do that, but in the ring, I know they can give a very tough, physical match. And honestly, with the addition of the ladders and the tables and chairs, oh my, I think they're going to give a really good match, and I think it's going to be better than a lot of people are expecting. Honestly, Roman Reigns, he gets a lot of flack because a lot of people don't want to see him pushed to the top like he's been pushed, and I get it. But at the end of the day, he's really good in the ring. And honestly, that run before he got injured the first time was really good, and he was having a lot of great singles matches. And I think those couple of months that he was out, really hurt him because it was so obvious when he came back that he was gonna get the Royal Rumble win and go right to WrestleMania. Um, and I think that took away from the fact that he was delivering solid matches in the ring all year long. Roman Reigns has been giving really good matches. I mean, I knew he was really good when he had a great match against the Big Show at Extreme Rules. And I mean, Big Show's no slouch in the ring. I know he can put on a good match, but when was the last time you saw like a match you were really invested in with the Big Show? I know for me it's been a really long time, but that Extreme Rules match with Reigns and Big Show, that last man standing match, they had a lot of great spots. I was emotionally invested. It was very entertaining, and a lot of that had to do with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns can be a great babyface. I would prefer to see him as a heel. I think he'd be even better heel, and I think in long term that would help him out. But in the situations he's been put in right now, it just hasn't been interesting and exciting and different. Sheamus winning now, what does that do? That keeps Roman Reigns on the chase, but Brock Lesnar is coming back, okay? We know it. Royal Rumble's next month. You gotta believe, or in January. Well, yeah, that's next month. Don't mind me. It's late. I'm delirious. So if Sheamus wins, then that means you might have Lesnar Sheamus, right? And Sheamus could lose the title to Lesnar. If Lesnar doesn't win the Royal Rumble, which is honestly that's been my prediction since last WrestleMania. Okay, ever since he got screwed out of the triple threat match, all of a sudden triple threat match with Seth Rollins cashing in the Money in the Bank, I was like, oh, he's gonna come back, he's gonna win the Rumble, easy. But now with Sheamus at the top heel, I don't see him going all the way into WrestleMania as the top heel. So you kind of have to put the belt on Lesnar somehow before then. So you can have Lesnar going into WrestleMania as the quote unquote, there I go with my air quotes again, top heel. Even though people want to cheer for Lesnar, and especially if he's coming back and kicking Sheamus's butt, people are going to cheer for Lesnar. So you might have that. You might have that situation. Lesnar might come in and beat Sheamus at Royal Rumble. I just don't see Sheamus. I mean, they have to put so much heat on Sheamus, and right now with the whole League of Nations thing, that's taking away a lot of heat from Sheamus. That's not making it an individual act. That's the only I like all those guys with the exception of maybe Wade Barrett. But Rusev and Alberto Del Rio, I'm big fans of them. But why are they all of a sudden invested in this? Why are they all of a sudden invested in trying to stop Roman Reigns? Because the Authority said so? I think it would have been much more engaging and interesting is if, Triple H was going around to everyone, hey, you're going to be my guy, you're going to be my guy. And Sheamus is like, I'm going to be the guy because I deserve to be the guy because I got the Money in the Bank, and no one's been, saying I was worthy of the Money in the Bank when I got it, which is true. I mean, everyone hated that he won it. So screw you guys. I'm taking what's mine because I'm a former world champion. Like, don't underestimate me. I'm Sheamus. And then he acts all tough, and then when Roman Reigns wants his match, he runs away. Like, be a heel. Be someone we can hate because of your own individual acts. Don't surround him with these League of Nations and then just have him all get beat up by Superman. It's just that's not engaging. That doesn't help Roman Reigns, I think, because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, what are we building up to? Roman Reigns is just gonna win the title at WrestleMania. Then who's he gonna win it from? Is he gonna win it from Sheamus at WrestleMania? Is he gonna win it from Lesnar? I don't think people want to see Roman Reigns beat Lesnar. As Roman Reigns is the babyface. If anything, that'll make him even more hated. If all of this is just a build up to beat, Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, that's something that worries me. That's the direction they're going in, because I get it. They want to make Roman Reigns a babyface, but if they keep doing these things that A, don't make sense, B, don't really, I guess, work out in the world they've already created, fans are going to reject that and they're not going to be happy. And That's not what they need right now with their ratings and things like that. If Reigns does win, if Reigns does somehow win, then obviously Sheamus has to get a rematch, and they're just gonna keep this going into Royal Rumble, and then that's when you can have Reigns win it again, and then solidify. Okay, yeah, he's going into Royal Rumble, and then Lesnar will win the Royal Rumble, and or Cena. Maybe Cena will show up in the Royal Rumble and win it. I don't know. That's another thing too. Is like, with Seth Rollins gone, I think that changed a lot of the plans. I maybe foresaw originally like a four-way dance between the Shield members and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, but now that Rollins is gone, who knows? Maybe they can still do that. Maybe they'll insert Sheamus into the equation now. But here's the thing. I think Roman Reigns, to really, really come out on top as a babyface, I think he can't ever win the World Heavyweight Championship for a while. I think it has to be different from the Daniel Bryan thing. Daniel Bryan getting his WrestleMania moment, we needed that. Fans needed that. Because that's what made that story complete. Roman Reigns is bigger, stronger, better looking than Daniel Bryan. He is the prototype champion. We know he's a World Heavyweight Champion, so we don't have to see him win the title. And honestly, I think that would be even more engaging, because we're like booing him. Oh, we don't want to see him win the title. We don't want to see it. And then after a while, it's like, man, he really does keep getting screwed out of winning the title. Like, wow, how long has it? It's been like 2 years. He still hasn't won it. Like, what is up with that? What's been going on? Come on, Roman Reigns, get your shit together. Like, and then I think you might see the tide turn, because then you'll be focusing on the matches, and it's like, well, Roman Reigns is not gonna win because he always gets screwed, but he always puts on a great match, and he always gives a great performance, and he always looks dominant. So you're gonna start rooting for him eventually if you keep the title away from him, and I think that's what they have to keep doing, but they have to make it believable. And when you have Roman Reigns beating up every member of the League of Nations every week, it doesn't become believable that the title is always out of his grasp. I mean, he destroyed Ambrose at Survivor Series. It wasn't even a contest. Like, you'd think that match would have been at least a little bit closer, but it wasn't. So, it sends mixed messages, and I think that's why people want to see him turn heel. But I think you could do both. I think you could have him be a babyface or a heel. You just have to work a lot harder to make it more interesting with him as a babyface. And honestly, I say just keep the title off of him. Make him lose the Rumble again. Make him lose the Rumble this year. Make it not guaranteed. I think that will help Roman Reigns a lot. If he goes into Royal Rumble again, this year, and people think he's going to win, and then boom, Lesnar wins. Or maybe Daniel Bryan wins. Oh, that would be... How awesome would that be if Daniel Bryan showed up and stole the Royal Rumble away from Roman Reigns, and then flipped the script, and then Daniel Bryan goes on to face Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar beat Sheamus for the title. And that's your WrestleMania. That's your real WrestleMania event. But long term, that would be great for Roman Reigns, because it'd give him some fire, and it wouldn't make him heel. It'd just be like he always keeps getting beaten by the better man. He loses to Bryan. He loses to Lesnar. He loses to Cena. That's how you make Roman Reigns a great babyface, is you have him earn it. You have him, and then finally, you pull the trigger. You don't force it. You don't force it down our throats. So, stick with what you're doing. You made Sheamus the champion. Keep him the champion at TLC, and then have him lose it at Rumble to Lesnar. That's what I think should happen. That's what I would like to see happen. What's really gonna happen is you'll probably see Roman Reigns win it, and then the next night Lesnar shows up, and then you have Lesnar Reigns at Rumble, because they need the ratings. That's probably what you'll see happen. So we'll see. Either way, I'm looking forward to this match. Again, I think it's gonna be a very physical, brutal match, and I think it's gonna be a lot better than people think, because at the end of the day, Sheamus is really good at those physical matches, and Roman Reigns can step up to the plate. He's proven it countless times, and I have faith that he's gonna put on another good match. So let me know what you think, who you think is gonna come on top, what you want to see, and leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching this, and keep watching wrestling. Take care, everyone.